What's up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new channel. My first video posting on the YouTubes. Um, Basically, this channel is just going to be me talking about blockchain, cryptos, a little bit of stocks, trying to find a bridge and a connection between the two. Um, I'm mostly going to be covering Chainlink, VeChain, a little bit of Ripple here and there. I'm starting to get a little bit more interested in the Polkadot system. I follow IOTA just a little bit because I think it's interesting, but I believe that the majority of my content here will probably focus around Chainlink, VeChain. I can't even forget Ethereum. Ethereum's huge. Probably those big three right there. Also covering relevant news and articles in the space. Basically, I'm just trying to cover anything that I think is interesting and exciting in this extremely fast-moving space. Before we do anything, though, I always love checking the VeChain Stats website. For those who don't know, this is just it's pretty much what it is. It's stats on VeChain for what is going on. I always check the VTHO burn, which some people are probably like, this is pretty low. But for those that don't know, VeChain just had a vote on reducing gas fees by 99%, allowing transactions on the platform to be much cheaper. And they said this is used to scale the platform and the business for the future. And the companies are supposed to come on. Now, there's rumors of that million transaction a day client, and we'll touch on that in a second. But something interesting to keep an eye on is this veto clause column here. I think this is the first day of which we reduced the gas fees, and the veto clauses. I mean, that is huge. Look at that, 28,000, 32,000. We weren't even close to that prior. Another thing I also like checking is how much these X nodes are going for. I think it's interesting. These price fluctuations, it changes so often, so fast. I've seen it anywhere from 100,000 VeChain tokens to something as low as this. So I always keep an eye on this, and I also am always watching the X node events. So if you can see here in the last 24 hours, people were destroying those X nodes. And an X node was you had a one-time opportunity or a one-time window, I should say, to purchase so many VeChain tokens, and there was a snapshot taken on the blockchain. And if you had the certain amount of tokens for the requirement for an X node, you received an X node, and there's only so many in existence, and I will show you that. So I also go to the charts up here. The X nodes. This is what's left. There's 3,371 X nodes left in existence. After that, there will be no more. So each one that is destroyed, that's gone permanently. So, I mean, the way I see it, if you are really into the project and you have the amount of tokens required for an X node, the more scarce these things get, probably the more valuable it's going to get. Now, there's not too much information out there regarding like the perks and the benefits other than the extra veto generation, but I'm assuming as VeChain keeps growing, building, there's going to be perks and benefits to having these scarce X nodes. I think I checked this maybe 2 3 weeks ago and we were at 3,500. So we've burned, there's 120 that are gone within the last 2 or so weeks. So this is one thing I'm always keeping an eye on. Next thing, we'll head over to CoinGecko just to get a feel for what's going on in the markets here. Um, Top 10 hasn't changed in quite a bit, but something that's very interesting here is Dogecoin. I don't know what's going on. I'm not in the loop with Doge. I don't know too much about it. I know it's a meme coin. People love it. I'm sure it's being pumped by Wall Street bets, Satoshi bets, TikTokers, whatever. But 41% gain in the last 24 hours. I have an assumption that something's going on. There's got to be a listing somewhere, and I'm thinking Coinbase is going public today. Possibly it gets listed on Coinbase, which will bring massive exposure to the coin. So that's just what I'm thinking. I have nothing to back that. That's just my thoughts here. But VeChain, look at that, up 20, almost 20% in the last 24 hours. That's pretty cool. Um, it has seen exponential growth in the last, at least the last few months, but the last year specifically. If you were to put $1,000 into VeChain during the March crash, and I know it's one of those things, if you would have put X amount of money here, you'd have X amount of this, but this is ridiculous. If you would have put $1,000 into VeChain during the March crash at the lowest low, your $1,000 would be worth almost 90,000. That is absolutely insane. That is just ridiculous. Another thing I like to check is DeFi Pulse. The main thing I'm always looking for is the total value lock. This is what people are putting their own money into. And that's what's being locked into these decentralized finance protocols and applications. We have $56 billion locked. In the last 30 days, we were at 43. Now it's at 56. That's a $13 billion increase. Last 90 days, we were just over 20. So we've more than doubled in the last 3 months. Again, absolutely nuts. But the main thing I want to touch on today is just these couple tweets that I saw from the CEO of VeChain and the GM of Americas for VeChain. And Sunny Lu, love Sunny Lu, CEO of VeChain, said carbon is the new oil. Before it was data is the new oil. Now it's carbon. And carbon is interesting because I know it's been mentioned by the World Economic Forum and their little conferences and webinars they have. But Jason Rockwood also tweeted saying blockchain was at the heart of China's 13th five-year plan, the importance of which cannot be understated to driving VeChain's success. And I believe in that 13th five-year plan, that's when they started mentioning the Belt and Road Blockchain Alliance Initiative, which VeChain is the co-founder of. So if they're going to start spreading their roots into all these multiple countries within that plan, and VeChain is a part of that, you can only imagine what's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years. It's crazy. But now he also said that carbon is at the heart of China's 14th five-year plan, which isn't released yet. I believe that comes out at the end of the year. And then he quoted Sonny Lu saying carbon is the new oil. Now, if you've been following VeChain, you're aware that they have a carbon bank solution and they're partnered with BYD, the largest top selling plug in electric car manufacturer. And they're doing all this carbon stuff with DNVGL and VeChain, which is super cool. Um, Reading this article now, this article is not new by any means, but I think it's more relevant now than it ever has been, especially with tweets like that. Um, in the initial release of a series of proof of concepts established between the three partnering parties, BYD announces that they have completed a carbon banking solution for the car models. This solution utilizes VeChain's automobile lifecycle management solution that encompasses nearly every branch of the automotive industry. This will be the first enterprise level application, moving millions of cars, buses, trains, and other vehicles onto a public blockchain platform. Now, from VeChain 101 and that website, which is basically just a information site regarding VeChain, they touched on this a little bit. But the thing that they also quoted or they also stated on here, let me see, where was it again? They were talking about factories, construction machinery, and other commercial vehicles, which is just, again, you have all of that plus cars, buses, and trains onto a carbon bank platform. It's massive. This carbon bank solution rewards vehicle operators with carbon credits based on their vehicle's driving performance and carbon reduction. This solution provides the tools necessary to construct a blockchain based ecosystem aimed at reducing the global carbon footprint. And if you've been paying attention to anything lately at all, there's been a growing concern with the environment, with pollution, and trying to go greener and trying to make things safer and um, potentially we're trying to prolong the earth for the next generation of the generation after that and so on and so on. So for VeChain and this BYD company, which $65 billion revenue, and DNVGL, a massive partner, is going to be a part of this carbon bank solution. And you also have Jason Rockwood and Sunny Lu talking about carbon, heart of China's 14th five-year plan. I can only imagine what's going to happen in the next few years. Let's continue. Each footprint capture will be recorded on the VeChain Thor blockchain and made available to clients interested in participating in the initiative. With this solution, corporations will be able to access a platform that facilitates easy data management, sharing, and analytics. Data will no longer be considered fragmented and untrustworthy, but united and reliable. Shu, I'm not going to pronounce that last name, president of BYD Automotive Intelligent Ecological Research Institute, commented this technology not only improves our current offering, but allows us to create completely new markets. The unique aspects that VeChain provide will empower carbon monitoring development and sustainable ecosystems. This solution is a glimpse into what we think we can achieve through this partnership. Sunny Liu and co-founder VeChain stated, as the global leader in green car manufacturing, BYD offered us the opportunity to pioneer real change. It takes innovators like BYD to make the world a cleaner place. Carbon banking will be a new reality for billions. Now, the rumor has always been that there's going to be this client that's going to come onto the VeChain blockchain that's going to produce millions of transactions. And I'm really starting to believe that that is going to be China. And if China announces that, and if it comes to light that that is the case, that China is going to be implementing all this into their carbon solution, guys, the future is bright for VeChain, without a doubt. Like it's been bright, it's been going great, great partnerships, great announcements, things have been going great. But if they were to onboard China to solve the carbon problem over there, I can't even imagine. It's almost unfathomable, and I am excited. Um, well, and that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to touch on that briefly. Um, I am planning on trying to create something like a mind map, a node map of some sort to kind of connect this blockchain, One Belt and Road Blockchain Alliance initiative, which VeChain is the co-founder of, because when I go to find information on it, I can't find anything on it. So I'm going to really start diving deep into that, and as soon as I get that, I would love to make a video on it. Maybe, I don't know, post the map somewhere where you can actually look through it. Maybe it's interactive. You can click links, do whatever you want with it. But that's what I'm going to start looking into. Also, yeah, I will cover news that I see relevant to this channel. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, leave a comment, and I'll try and make something better in the future. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.